Hey everybody, how's it going? I just want to give a little bit of an update here. I've been out in the garden today, hanging out because it's been what, like 45 degrees and whatnot. And I figured I should give you guys a little heads up on what my garden bed size looks like, what I put inside of the garden bed. I feel like that's really important. How much labor intensive you want your outdoor cannabis grow season this year? Because I try to make it so your garden bed is self-sustainable, so this way only thing you have to do is set it and forget it for the most part up until about week 3 to week 5 of flower. You might need to touch it up with a little bit of amendments, but this is where I start for my garden here. So every single bed in my garden, as I do show it, just has a little bit of a history of it. Every single bed is a hugelkultur, all natural organics. I don't put anything else inside of it. Everything I make myself off this property. If I do the clippings, it comes in here. I don't spray no pesticides in my property. There's no reason for that, because if you have healthy plants, your plants do the work for you. They'll keep the pests away for the most part. All right, so one of the things is when you see the gardens, this here is one of my favorite tools. This right here really helps you just twist out the root ball and break out the stems from the last season to clean up your soil a little bit. So this way, when you start raking it on out, you get a nice full garden. And you'll see what I mean in a minute when I show you the garden bed I just got done with, because it's looking awesome. I can't wait to throw some plants in there. It's a lot to talk about because I did quite a bit for it. But then I have, y'all know, just a regular old pickaxe. Got to have that, so this way those little more stubborn things to remove. This way you can air up your soil and get all the old stuff out of there. Because I try to have where it's just my culture. Because if I just have my wood in there, which I do burn first, and I put it in, I put my fish inside of it, I put all my clippings inside of it, and from there on out, I always maintain it with organics that I make. So it's like everything you see is going to be extremely fluffy soil, very dark soil. The aeration and the water absorption is right on par for what you would expect for monster cannabis plants outdoors in New York that just thrive on their own. And if you want those 9 to 10, 11 to 15 foot plants by 15 feet wide or 10 feet wide or 8 feet wide, depending on the genetic that allows you to get it that big, these are the type of beds you're going to want, because if you go with anything smaller, you're gonna have to water it multiple times a week. You're gonna have to feed it multiple things. If you want to just get it down outdoors, grow monster crops, and just fucking enjoy it. If you know what I mean? Because I like to look at the plant and enjoy it compared to trying to get the plant to work for me. So the other thing I do have over here, this bucket right here. If you've seen me last season, I went striper fishing with the Catskills Cup. Tim Schultz. We caught some stripers, quite a few actually, and the herring, and I was able to take all of that and make my own fish emulsion with molasses and kelp, and I used some what was it here, some bananas. I used stinging nettle, and I used kale. I broke all that on up, and I had that just stir it on in. I figured that'd be a good way to supercharge the compost here, because when you have a true fish emulsion, that's where it's at, man. You can't get the same thing as you can get off the store. The store is not what you want. It's always going to be filtered, and even though it's concentrated, it's leading you down the wrong way. Make your own, and you'll see what I'm talking about, because it has all the nitrates into it that you need. There's all the amino acids you need. Everything is fully ready to go. So I already showed you a little bit earlier in the week, this garden, where I was at, it was just beginning stages. So now I'd like to show you the one bed that I ended up starting, because I feel like that's a huge thing. So what I'm going to do here is grab the camera and just move the pickaxe. So yeah, this is the garden. See? That's my fish emulsion. You want to really see how much goodness is into it. All you gotta do is stir it up and see how cloudy it is. It's freaking beautiful stuff. It's all ready to go. All you gotta do is just stir it up a little bit. That's gonna go in all my garden right now. Once I'm done with this video, I'm gonna take 3 cups of that per garden bed. It doesn't seem like much, but 1 cup of that makes 1 full gallon of a fertilizer, and then you're supposed to spread that out. The reason why I'm doing it a little more concentrated is because this bed here, as you can see, is a beautiful garden bed, man. This thing is I all hand dug. I had a pickaxe through 2.5 feet of rock to be able to put it into the ground, you know. I ended up refilling it 3 times because as you do your hugelkultur, it keeps flattening out for the first couple of years. And this year, what I'm doing, I just started with 1 full bag of mushroom compost and 1 full bag with hummus compost. So this way, that equals pretty much the exact amount I want to start with this, and I'm going to let it during the rain absorb into the garden bed because you want pretty much the entire soil to be fully fertilized, you know. So that's one thing I really feel. So let me turn this around here too because I feel like that's a big thing. I'd like to see you guys, you know. So it's up, bud. I really enjoy my gardening. As you can see, I have a lot more work to do in my garden. I have like literally 30 something beds to start clearing on now, exactly like this one here. And you can see like this here is like legitimately on that rock wall. That's how deep it goes. Like it's a huge garden bed, man. This is at least a 500-gallon plus garden bed. It's freaking huge. And this is exactly what I'll put one plant inside of. And that one plant will yield me multiple pounds easily. If I do indica, I might be able to do 2 plants in here and just do them on the edges, but I'm just going to keep it single because I want to have picture perfect Christmas trees this year to show everybody. So if you enjoy this garden bed, man, hit me on up. Follow my shit on YouTube. Follow my stuff on Facebook, Instagram, because I'm going to have a lot of stuff coming on through, and it's all going to be organics, how to make it yourself and how to freaking thrive in the economy growing your own cannabis without having to buy it. Till then, guys, catch y'all later. Stay lifted.